The 2022-2023 Phoenix Suns season is officially over. And the way that it ends, not with a whimper, but with a bang. Because that's the only way that the Suns could go out tonight, right? With a bang. Getting banged. Getting destroyed on national television in typical fashion. Last year, it was Luka Doncic. The year before, it was Giannis Antetokounmpo. Devin Booker is now 0-3 in elimination games in the postseason. But did we expect anything less, Phoenix Suns fans? I mean, this is the franchise. This is it. This is how we send Al McCoy off. He's with a horrible, horrible loss at the hands of the Denver Nuggets. And so, as per usual, I'm joined by my good buddy Matthew, and I'm joined by the geek of Suns, the Suns Geek, as I'm coming to you live from the stadium as we talk about and try to navigate how we feel, what our thoughts are, and what potentially the future could be for the Phoenix Suns. So, what's up, guys? How we doing?
Hey, the Suns, they laid it all out there. A big piece of crap just smashed into the court, all spread across from free throw line to free throw line, man. Good stuff. Way to end it, man. I'm brokenhearted a little bit, but, I expected it. Suns Geek, how you feeling, though?
Hello, gentlemen. Hello, great subscribers, viewers of the channel. How's everybody doing? This is your Phoenix Suns therapy session here. We are your therapists, and we are here for you. We want to hear how you guys are doing. You know what? I'm disappointed. I'm sad. I'm mad. So many emotions, but you know what? Win or lose, Phoenix Suns for life, baby.
That's a good way to say it, right? Phoenix Suns for life. And I agree. We should open this up as like doctors, right? We're like therapists. This is a Suns jam session, therapy session for everybody out there who loves their Phoenix Suns and is unbelievably disappointed, who had to navigate their day, the peaks and valleys of the day that they had to do, and struggled to go, you know what, at least tonight I got the Suns, baby. And the Suns throughout the day, they navigated their day and go, at least I got my millions, baby. At least I got Landry Shamet starting and Cameron Payne and Jock Landale. You know what? That's a recipe for success. Am I right?
Well, actually, when I saw that, I was like, I still believed. Isn't that weird? Like, I really did. And deep down my gut, my mom actually called me before the game. She's like, how are you feeling, Matthew? I'm like, Mom, you know what? Actually, I don't feel good. I don't feel like we're going to win this game. But then I saw that starting lineup. I'm like, I still believe. I don't know. It's just those faces, Booker and KD. I'm like, it brings something to the court. I feel like it should bring something to the court. Didn't at all. So here we are again, man. And I apologize you're at the game, John. I wish we can just pick you up and, hug it all out together.
You know what? It's okay. For those of you who follow me on Twitter at Darth Voida, you saw I had the opportunity tonight to pop down. I got here early, as I always do. I got about 90 minutes early, and I just like to sit and think. And it's funny, I just sit here and I drink beer, and I'm just sitting here, and I from my seats up in the 200 section, I can see Al McCoy. I'm like, you know what? This potentially could be Al McCoy's last game. So I walked down, and I said hi to Al McCoy, and I thanked him for everything that he's done for this franchise. I got my picture taken with him. That's where the highlights end. And I know, Jamsters, I know all of you who know my track record of coming to games and my track record of watching successful Suns games. I'm 0-2 now in the playoffs, and ultimately the final one was the final game of the season. It's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling being in an arena where you're just getting fucking slaughtered. Like, literally, this game is 27-26. And there's a timeout call. And they give up, a 19-0 run? You're like, oh, shit, I'm going to go get another beer because this shit's about to get fucking disgusting.
Yep, that's exactly my thought. As you were saying that, I was looking at my notes. And then even in the third quarter, it was like an 11-4 run to start, and it didn't matter because I think there was another timeout called after that. It was their defense. It was their energy. It was just an unacceptable performance by the Phoenix Suns tonight. And, I think you nailed it when you said it was that 19-0 run. There was that timeout called. That was it. That was the ball game right there.
Dude, it was a 10-point lead by the Nuggets. The energy was sucked out of the crowd, and then went 14 to 16 to 18, and then it was over. When then it was a 10-point lead, even the team itself gave up. They did. And I'm sick of like, what's the deal? You guys are still pretty good at basketball, right? You can make this competitive. You're not the Charlotte fucking horny Hornets. You know what I mean? You can come out and actually play. Like this is like a 1 versus 8 seed all of a sudden, or like 16th seed that we're watching here with the Suns team. And it's bullshit that our crowd has to deal with this all the time too. You know, we come here, they pay so much fucking money and they show up like this with KD's head down most of the game. They're injured. It's just like, what are the excuses? Now we have to like kick Monty out the door. You know what I mean? And everyone hates DA. Like it's just all falling apart right now. It's all Jay Crowder's fault. He started this.
Well, I was chanting from the rafters up here, like, it's all DeAndre Ayton's fault. But that being said, listen, Jamsters, we got plenty to talk about on this post-game podcast. So, again, thank you to Suns Geek for joining us. And thank you to everyone who's watching along live. And whether you're watching now or later, you're listening now or later, you know, true Suns fans, we love misery. We love hanging out with each other. And that's why these therapy sessions are so productive, because it reminds you that, as Michael Jackson once said, you are not alone. We are here for you. So I think Matthew's got a little DraftKings read.
I do. Yeah, they're not alone with you Suns fans out there in Arizona. I'm excited to actually share something some great news. Otherwise, yeah, Al McCoy to DraftKings. That's a perfect night. If you have not signed up for DraftKings yet, you can take advantage of a limited time promo for new users. All you have to do is deposit a $5 wager on any sport, and you'll instantly get $150 added to your account in bonus bets. John knows all about that. I have no idea what that means. Whether you win or lose, you'll get a bonus, and all you have to do is enter the code SunsJam and sign up. And here's the thing: if you enter the Suns Jam code, not only will you get free money, it supports the podcast. We're definitely going to need that this offseason. So go ahead and support the podcast. The offer is only available for customers that are 21 plus and physically present in Arizona. Please remember to always gamble responsibly. And if you know anybody, someone has a problem, please call or have them call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Check the episode for descriptions of full terms and offers for many more DraftKings advantages and codes.
What a reader Matthew is. What a reader. I think that everyone should support Matthew by going to DraftKings and using promo code SunsJam, simply because Matthew read that so eloquently. Yeah. So I assume that you guys are popping open some beverages. I'll tell you that. I was drinking Dos Equis to like lime and salts is what they had here. Fucking lime and salt. Dos Equis. So pop them if you got them, Suns fan. And I'll tell you this, Matthew, play that drop. Let's start this pod, huh?
All right, give me a second.
Ah, shit. Why are you not ready for this? You're the guy. You're the headquarters. You're back in the studio. All right, we lose by what, 25 points now? 25 points in a Game 6 for the Phoenix Suns. It be what it be, which brings me to my first question that I'm going to ask both of you.
Matthew, I got to ask.
Guys, I got to ask. Why in the flying fuck does Monty Williams never send double teams? Think about this. I was talking with Dave King before the game. We met up here and we were talking. And you go back to the 2021 NBA Finals. Suns never doubled Giannis. You go back to the 2022 NBA Western Conference second round. They never bothered to double Luka. And here, against a two-time MVP, they chose throughout the entire series, through 6 games. How many doubles did you see? Tell me, how many did you see on Nikola Jokic? Why can Monty not do doubles?
Go ahead, Suns Geek.
I just think I saw the doubles when it didn't matter, even in Game 5. You know what I mean? That's my takeaway from that. And you are right, but I don't know. I really don't. After tonight's game, you know how KD was like, after Devin Booker was amazing during the first 4 games, like, he was at a loss for words. I'm at a loss for words, but I'll just say I didn't see the doubles until it just didn't even matter. And it was against players that you shouldn't be double teaming, like Aaron Gordon, for example, which happened in both Game 5 and 6 tonight. So I don't know. What do you think, Matthew?
Well, okay, so this whole series is basically just like hope that they miss, right? I mean, the games we won, even the one I went to Game 3, It was just hope they miss. The Nuggets were in almost every game, all right? This whole series, they were in every game, but even the 2 losses they were in towards the end, we were lucky they missed some shots. That's how the Suns play, I feel like, defense. I mean, there's no adjustments you can make, really, especially if there's guys in and out of the lineup. You lose Chris Paul, you lose DeAndre Ayton, and then what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You got to put someone else to replace those guys? Those guys are pretty difficult to replace, even if DA is getting a lot of shit. It's just it's that difficult. To double, you're going to leave guys wide open. That's what Jokic wants. He wants guys to come over and, pick you apart.
Yeah.
The Suns have not doubled anybody ever this season. The Suns have never made the adjustments to where actually come back and win a game all season long. So the fact that, at Twitter Spaces, when we're talking, we're down by 30, obviously it's a lot. We know it's over. We have no hope in this team when we're down by anything at halftime. Even a couple series ago when we're down by like 10, it's like we're like, oh, this is over. We actually won that game. I think it was down by 9. We're like, this is over. But that was the Clippers because they were missing everybody. But we're like, this is over, dude. There's no way we can come back because we don't make the adjustments. And plus, the double teams aren't going to happen because it's just a make or miss thing, dude. We hope and pray that they miss these shots and we can grab the board. And that's never the case in games like this.
I will say, in all fairness to the Suns, though, and to kind of continue on this question that's being answered, is this is a league where double teams don't really work anymore just because of the spacing on the floor and everything and how incredible players can shoot the ball nowadays. I get the question. And again, I that's just my personal opinion on it.
And to that point, like, I agree with you, Suns Geek, and you're spot on. Given the modern NBA and the way that people shoot the ball with efficiency from beyond the arc, throwing double teams at opposition isn't something that's preferred. Yeah. But Monty Williams doesn't do it at all.
Facts.
Ever. So it's like that's, again, I wasn't necessarily just talking about this series. Yeah. I was talking about the recent playoff history of the Phoenix Suns. Is the lack of an adjustment for Monty Williams to try to make the offense of the opposing team feel our defense in any way, shape, or form has been non-existent. The front end of this game was literally a fucking layup line. Yeah. Everything was in the paint. Everything was in the paint. And then from then, everything kind of, works inside out. And then the threes start falling, and that lead just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And this is a concern of everybody. And, again, there's plenty that we needed to talk about when it comes to the offseason of the Suns. And there's going to be plenty of time for that. I really don't want to necessarily on this podcast go on and on and on about the opportunities that might exist for the Phoenix Suns moving forward, but I just want to call this season for what it was in multiple ways. And one of the things that I want to call this season for what it was is the sheer fact that Monty Williams once again showed that I won't go as far to say is incapable of adjustments, but refuses to make some adjustments that sometimes, being a Monday morning quarterback, being a fan who watches every game and goes live after every podcast, again, hit the thumbs up button. He chooses not to make these adjustments, and they're what feel like could be pedestrian adjustments. Throw a double at Jokic every now and then. Throw a double at Murray. And to Matthew's point, don't double fucking Aaron Gordon.
Preach.
Double the guys who are hurting you. And we see it time and time again where it's just like he's going to trust his guys on one-on-one situations and they get beat and then everything dissipates from there. It was embarrassing to watch that layup line. And I will say this, directly behind me in this game, there was a fucking Nuggets fan, and this woman was the loudest fucking fan. And like, she was like screaming, "Let's go Nuggets!" And like the first fucking play, it was Kadavius Caldwell Pope in that first quarter. What do you have, like 15? Kadavius. I'm like, oh, dude, saying Kadavius that much, that loud, this bitch going to lose her voice.
Who says? Who says that?
Her.
Who says Kadavius? KCP, right? Isn't that what you're supposed to call him?
No, she was yelling Kadavius.
Kadavius. Well, it must be a relative. Kadavius.
I have no idea. But she didn't lose her voice at all. I'm like, God damn it.
You lost. I'm surprised you have your voice. That Twitter Spaces, you were like Horace. You were like Mike Malone, dude. That guy.
Well, because there was nothing to yell about in the second half.
Oh, exactly. Yep.
First half, I was yelling at the
totally
Suns.
right.
Second half,
I didn't watch the fourth quarter. I was putting I had my sheets all. I was making my bed. Mama was like, dude, you got to make your bed soon. It's time for bed. So I had to do that. It's getting late,
Real
right?
quick, give some people some shout outs for the super chats.
Super chats. Let's go ahead and find out who's number one. Equipment manager, fallen founder. $5. $5. Appreciate it. My name is Jake, and I'm a chronic Suns fan. Yep, we all are, right? No comments. Okay. Carlos Johnson, $2. Hell yeah! Shout out to you. Let's rack up this money because we need it going in the offseason. It's not supposed to be over this quickly.
No.
Was it still a good
How am I gonna
trade?
pay? How am I gonna feed
John-
my dogs, guys?
John, I love
Yeah.
seeing your beautiful face, but we gotta see the arena, man.
Yeah.
I'm
fucking
sorry. We just
empty.
gotta see it one last time,
it's,
bro.
it's empty.
I
Everyone's
know.
gone.
We just gotta see it though, man.
It says thank you.
Yep.
For those of you listening,
Thank
tune
you,
into the
India.
YouTube feed to
Thank
see.
you,
I'm just
Suns fans.
I'm giving you a score. It's over, man. It's over.
over.
The season's
yeah.
over. That's why
Yeah,
it's
your
like,
fault.
fuck, it is my fault. I've failed us as a franchise. All right,
Ooh, big
like-
super
Oh
chat just
dang,
now.
big
Big super
dollars.
chat.
We just
So
got a
Carlos
big
Johnson.
super
Really, just a
chat.
quick question
Shout it
though.
out,
Was it a
Matthew.
good trade? Hell no. No, it wasn't. I'm just joking. I don't really honestly I don't like the trade right now, but we have to deal with it. Carlos Johnson, $2
Time will
again.
tell.
Wow, just spending the money. Either Monty is stupid or it's fixed. Monty, part of the Lost Boys tribe, him and DA, they look kind of lost sometimes. So yeah, I'm not gonna say stupid, but it looks a little lost sometimes. Andrew, dang, thank you. $10. God bless. We keep scapegoat players. I never wanted Baisley and Ross, not blaming them, but I wanted Kevin Love and Kuzma. Yeah, we all
the
did, but we
Kuzma
went for
talk.
KD.
Once upon a December.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah, that
Kuzma
was one
everything
thing.
in December, right? Suns Geek.
Yeah, I remember.
What we talked about.
Their championship experience, this James Jones problem, we got to get rid of. Sarge McGee. I'm not really sure. We
Shout
gotta
out
get
to
rid of.
Andrew though. He's a
It's all kinda
supporter on my
combined there.
channel
Yes.
as well.
It's a rough
Shout out
night.
to-
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things to go over this offseason. We'll have plenty of pods to talk about. I'm sure we need a little bit of a
yeah.
break, but there's a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
to talk about
Definitely need a break.
everything we missed. And should I bring up the big one?
Oh
Adam
yeah, thank
Silverman.
you to Adam Silverman.
Let's go.
$50 in the super
$49.99.
chat.
Very nice. Suns
Putting
Geek
my
will get
kids
your
through
cut.
college.
Obvious statement, but Williams has to go. I'm sorry, but after the last two disasters needs to occur. Thanks for coming on. Regardless, we win 2 games. We can win game 2 if Paul doesn't go down. Yeah, that's one thing that might have happened. But series outcome likely the same. Realize this is not a title team yet. Yeah, I mean, we weren't with what we had before. We thought maybe with KD we would be, and it's going to take some time. You saw what happened with Kyrie when he went to the Mavericks. Maybe not the same thing, but they didn't even make the playoffs. So maybe we can kind of parallel that a little bit. Maybe.
I can't wait for an entire podcast where we talk about JJ Redick. Bring JJ Redick to the fucking Suns. He'll make him the head coach.
Oh,
give me
my
Nick
goodness.
Nurse.
Yeah,
Give
right.
me Nick Nurse. Okay.
Give me
and-
DA should just coach.
Who just said this in the chat? Somebody said that. Here we go. 16th Vieth. This is on the Suns Geek channel. Again, thank you for whoever's watching this. If you're on Suns Geek channel, the Suns Jam
Appreciate
Session
you guys.
podcast, we truly appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
It says the Suns were so predictable on offense, and it's annoying to watch.
Yep.
Tell me if you guys feel the same. So, Brandon, sounds like you feel the same. Tell me about that a little bit as I walk to my car, sadly.
I mean, it's just it seemed like even if we went on a quote run, it just didn't matter. Like you guys were watching the start of my rant show yesterday, or one of you guys were, and I did that rant for a reason, dude. Like I went live because I was like, you cannot play like that in game 5. You can't play like that. Maybe on the exception of maybe a game 1, because game 1's game 1. It is what it is. But I was just so pissed. Like the offense was predictable. Even the defense. You've been preaching on the defense, and I love how you worded it. A layup line to the rim. I have been saying all fucking season, excuse my language, all season that anybody, and I mean anybody, can drive to the rim on us. Doesn't matter if DA's down there. Doesn't matter if Jock Lindell or Busy's down there. Anybody can just get to the rim and score with us, man, on us. It's unacceptable, man. So even though the offense was predictable, I think the defense was even more predictable. Just embarrassing, man.
Defense was, I mean, they were pretty much not, they weren't the same as the last 2 years. This year, they were just basically the same as maybe the Steve Nash era. It was just basically bad, but we actually grabbed some boards. It's still there, like towards the end of the first quarter, looked really bad, giving up the offensive boards. As soon as Jock leaves, the energy's just kind of gone. Busy does what he can, but honestly, the offense is, you give it to KD, see if he can get in rhythm. If KD's going down and he's losing the game for us at times because he's trying to get his shot off. He's trying to actually get in rhythm. But by that time he's doing that, the Nuggets are running around circles around this team, trying to get their shots off, and they're going in. And they're doing whatever they want with the Suns team at that time. And then you're just kind of like, all right, can KD get going? Because we need KD and Book. That's all we need. It's KD and Book to get going. It's a lot to ask for those guys. But to show up the way they did when the offense just revolves around those two, it's difficult. It's very difficult to even win a quarter. I mean, the first quarter was okay until it just ended up getting blown out.
It was kind of a back and forth game for a minute, and I thought like it was going to be like this at least till maybe the fourth quarter. I thought we actually had a chance, and I could forgive the defense if the offense was going to be there for the Suns, sort of like we saw for a little bit in the first quarter, but then that offense just stopped. All the energy got sucked out of the building, and the Suns literally just gave up. That's my biggest complaint, was like we just didn't show any fight. And again, even though we went on a couple of runs here and there, like it just didn't matter. It was a little too late. Someone tweeted, it was like in one of those like tags for the Suns fans. Someone tweeted like, we need to come out of this game, or we need to start this game swinging, and we didn't do that. And that's the frustrating part. How many times have I been on your show and on my show where I've said the Suns didn't come out swinging to start the game? They got punched in the mouth early. That's what happened again tonight. Like it's so frustrating, man.
Yeah, and I think they tried to. They tried to, but the thing is, like, you go to KD again, and a lot relies on him. If he doesn't get it going, like, you can't punch anybody in the face, because you have to have him finish the other part of what Book's trying to complete. And honestly, Book just started out 2 for 8 too. So I don't know.
Yep.
What's up, John?
Yep.
Well, I was going to say, and I don't know which way to go, so I guess I'll start with Kevin.
Who the heck are you?
I'm Kevin Durant. You know who I am. Y'all know who I am.
Did anybody see a sniper? Did anybody see anything?
I'm one of the best players to ever play the game.
So I don't know exactly what KD's stat line was, so I'm sure one of you could read me it, but the tone.
I got it. I got it pulled up.
Fire it for us, Suns Geek. What was his? If you do, tell me what his first quarter shooting was and what his total shooting was on the game.
I don't know about the first quarter.
First quarter is 0 for 4.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
23 points, 8 for 19 shooting, 37
Fucking
minutes, 5 assists, 5 boards, 4 turnovers, 2 fouls.
Motherfucker. 8. Yeah. I mean, 19 shots for 23 points. Like
0 threes, by the way.
That's going to be a big topic of conversation this offseason, and we've already seen it in the chat. And so we're going to continue to debate. And Matthew, you were talking about this on the last podcast, and I stated this will not be the top topic of conversation, yet somehow, some way, it's the first one that I'm bringing up. Was the trade for Kevin Durant the right move? And if you look at this postseason run, despite the statistics that Kevin Durant has put up, the fact of the matter is that he didn't do it in the typical Kevin Durant way. He wasn't efficient, and the Suns ultimately paid for it because of the number of shots he's taking and the lack of efficiency and the isolation ball that they ran through Kevin Durant. There was no screens for Kevin Durant this entire fucking series.
Yep.
How many screens did he come off of? 0. Like, that'll be an interesting. You can look that kind of stuff up on ESPN and NBA.com.
Yep.
But you can see how many PNRs they ran with Kevin Durant. Non-existent. And as a tone setter, as we were just both talking about, the first quarter and the tone. The tone. Devin Booker played well in that first quarter, but he wasn't the designed tone setter. It was Kevin Durant. He's the one who came out and was trying to get shots and was just bricking them. And that exasperated the problem that the Suns were having because they couldn't stop anyone defensively, as we've noted and continue to note. And how many 34-point quarters did they give up in this game? Because I know they gave up a fucking 42 spot in the first. What did they give up the rest of the game?
It was 44, 37, then 22 for the second half. 22 each, 22, 30.
Okay, so they gave up 2 more. So literally half this postseason, half of the quarters that they played, they gave up. Yeah. Well, I was counting them all postseason. Their defense was so shredded. It was like a julienne salad. And it was just ridiculous how, again, their defensive inefficiencies and Kevin Durant being a vital cog in that. How many closeouts did we see from Kevin Durant? How many times did he play the perimeter? How many times was he effective? Yeah, he'd get a cool block here and there. That was really cool. But ultimately, he was not an effective defender. And so, yeah, it's going to be something that we talk about this postseason or off season. My apologies. And I will say this before I hand it off to you guys. Like, I'm all for the trade. I still am. We have Kevin fucking Durant. We just got a bunk fucking version of Kevin Durant this fucking offseason. You know why? Because he's wearing a fucking Suns jersey.
Yeah, that might be the thing. And with KD playing the way he is, I don't know if you really can buy into this is the KD we're going to get next year, or just the fact that he didn't have time to gel with this offense. I think a lot of it, like you said, the screens. How many screens were set? I don't even none, right? And then also, but the other side, perimeter defense, it was not there. He's not rotating, but also he did tweak his ankle. Maybe there's an injury there. But then you think, well, what's coming up the next few seasons with him? Is he going to be hurt all the time? Is he going to miss time? Maybe, but the only thing is like he'll actually have a team to work with all season long to prepare for the playoffs. That's
And the
difference,
offseason.
right? Yeah, he's going to have his injuries. He's going to miss some time, but we have to deal with that. We're going to surround him and Booker with great players. Even if DA comes back, but we'll have to get someone to actually play point. But right now, it's like you can't really think about the trade yet. You give it 2 or 3 more years. Obviously, we miss Mikal. Cameron Johnson has a chance to even sign back with us next year if he wants to, right? He's an unrestricted free agent. So if he comes back, that'd be fucking awesome.
He's an RFA, isn't he?
No, I thought he was unrestricted. I'm pretty sure it's anyone.
I'll look it up on Sports Track.
No, I'm almost 100% sure he's RFA. He's just like DA. We didn't offer him the rookie contract, so he becomes an RFA the next year.
I thought he was this year, and no one
match.
signed him. I thought it was like prove yourself again.
No, because he's a year behind DA. The Suns treated him the same way they treated DA, where they didn't extend him on his initial opportunity for the rookie extension. They waited a year. And then as an RFA, he can get an offer from an opposing team, much akin to how the Indiana Pacers offered DeAndre Ayton money, and then we have the opportunity to match.
Yeah, he's
Can you verify that?
Is it restricted?
Sports Track, yeah, he's restricted.
All right, well, he's going to stay with Mikal. Obviously, you can't split those two up. But enough of that, though, because we have a good team. And the thing is, like, John, like, going to the playoffs, we thought we had a chance to win, right? Where we're like top 2 title odds. I think going in, we were right there with the Celtics, top 3 maybe. We had a chance to win this year, but we didn't. And we kind of expected, that part of it where we might actually lose. It does suck the way we lost. And it does, you can reflect on the way KD played in these playoffs. But a lot of that is probably just forced through injury, right? I mean, a lot of it is just him not looking the same. Those shots, they're ugly as shit. That is not KD. This is not the KD we expected. Him getting to the line was a hard thing to watch too, because it's such a fragile thing. You don't want anything to happen. But when he's actually going to the rim and trying to draw the fouls like he was, that was his only opportunity to really score. I think he made 2 shots in a row this game. And I don't think he's ever made more than 3 in a row. We needed those hot games from him. Where
sure feels like
5 in a row to match Booker, where Booker was just going off. This game, obviously, he fell apart. But when Booker's going off, you need those KD moments where he gets 4 or 5 in a row just to put teams away. Like, that's what we missed. We got the KD games with the 30 points, but it was just a difficult watch. It wasn't KD. So looking forward to next year, it's going to be a different thing for sure. It's just a hard thing to put together so quickly. That's why it's like we talk about Monty, and now we're talking about KD. There's not really anybody you can blame, really. Maybe Monty, because of the way we lost again by 30 points, but it's just a hard thing to put together so soon, especially with KD getting hurt the way he did, and then Chris Paul going out, and then DA goes out for this game. I just, it's a lot of questions, but hopefully Ishbia can handle it the right way this offseason.
What do we expect from Matt Ishbia? Well, that's another podcast, because it's like,
yeah. Who are you rooting for now?
It's like, yeah, Matt Ishbia could like literally just like, you know what? I'm blowing it up. Because he can. But if you go back to the statement about Kevin Durant, this is Kevin Durant, but this is Suns Kevin Durant. We have to remember that, man. We're a fucked franchise.
Yeah.
Is that a thing franchise. Then? Of course it's a thing. It's Al McCoy's last goddamn day, and we can't even fucking win shit for him. God,
we can't even act like we were going to win shit for him, man.
Yeah, that place was only buzzing in the first quarter, maybe, right? Maybe t-shirt time?
Yeah.
I don't know. John, you there? Did you get hit by a car? All right, so we're going to go through a few more of these starred. Donations still coming in.
Yeah.
Donations still coming in. Thank you so much.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah, you guys are just emptying those
I literally
wallets.
just had a cop yell at me.
Oh, really? Were you jaywalking?
No, I'm driving home, and like part of the lane is blocked off, but there's a lane open. So I started. He goes, well, fuck it. I guess I'll just move my bike. I'm like, well, you left the lane open, sir.
Oh, jeez.
He's like, after you guys are done.
He's mad because the Suns got embarrassed.
He saw the final score.
Yeah.
And
you never know what people are going through.
Phoenix PD. Yeah. He doesn't know what I'm going through. Got down, sat on a bench.
All right, we got some more donations too. We're to go back in and invite McCoy on for us. I'm pretty sure he's asleep by now. I'm pretty sure McCoy is asleep by now. Carlos Johnson, another $2. Thank you again. Excuse me. How is that visitors get more love in our house? I don't. Were there a lot of Nuggets fans there? Are you talking about our house like here?
Well, I'll say that
jam session.
I'll say this. It was if you're talking about the jam session, yeah, goddamn Pinsters.
One of them has my photo as their decal, so it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. I literally
Avatar.
In the section I was sitting, there were 2 Nuggets fans. One was very nice and respectable, and kudos to the Nuggets fans. And I told this to that lady who was screaming the whole game. I'm like, she wasn't saying anything mean or offensive. She's just rooting for her team. And even we've seen it in the chat. I mean, Matthew and I are pros at going live after games, and every now and then when you play certain franchises, their fans they come in the chat, and the fans will come in, and some of them can be real, a-holes, if you will. And Denver Nuggets fans, for them, maybe it's because they just knew they were better the whole time, so they were just nice about it. But even going back to like the 2021 playoff run, Nuggets fans, like I'll politely tip my cap to you, and you guys, even on your post or the subreddit stakeout, you're not horrible people. You're not Warriors fans. You're not anybody from LA. Yeah, respectable franchise. But in the arena, it was it was all Suns fans. Like I was surprised. Yeah. There was like 4 Nuggets fans walking around.
Well, Suns Geek, do you have any Nuggets pop up? Any fans in your stream ever? Because we've had a few. They subscribe to the pod.
In your stream, those are called kidney stones.
I've had a few reasonable ones and a few bad ones that are clearly there just to troll. So yeah, I've had a few. I'll just say that. If they're spitting facts, even if it's like bad against the Suns, if they're spitting facts, I won't really argue with them. But some of them are just there to clearly troll to, try to make us Suns fans feel low. But yeah, just a couple.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll move on to more Durant talk. Carlos Johnson.
No. Oh, do we have more? Yeah.
You want me to go through these, or you want to wait?
I didn't see the super chats. Fire up the
super
there's
chats. Quite a bit of them.
Jamsters.
Yeah,
quite a bit of them. They're busy tonight. They're saying their farewells. You're throwing their money on our graves.
I appreciate it. Lainey can't feed herself. She's a non-contributing member of society.
You're the enabler over there. You gotta have the money to feed her the pizzas. Carlos Johnson, $2. Thank you. I saw frustrated Durant getting fouled. No calls. Yeah, he got kind of shit on these playoffs. A lot of the calls. Well, I don't know. I guess he got to the line when he needed to, but then sometimes he just could never get a call. So I don't know. Bad passes by him too, a lot too. So
yeah.
Yeah, GOD3, 10 euros. Damn, truly a roller coaster year. Thank you for the great session, guys. Our season, excuse me. The great season, guys. Appreciate all your time and effort this year. Purple Heart, Orange Heart, Green Bay Packers. Or goodbye, he says.
Y'all are the goats of the Suns post-game pod.
And so is Suns Geek. Love him, Mom. John, are you fighting with a cop right now?
No, I'm driving home.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think what I'm going to order when I get to Taco Bell.
Oh, okay. I hope you're still on when we do that.
I feel like shit right now. The Suns lost, and if I really want to feel like shit, I'm going to go get some goddamn Taco Bell.
Yeah, you got to feel good that way. It'll make you feel better.
You're going to hear my order live on the Suns Jam Session.
I was going to do that at Twitter Spaces. I was actually going to go to Chick-fil-A and order like a Diet Coke or something, and while doing it, but it actually Twitter Spaces was bumping this halftime too, because any kind of loss, any kind of bad game by the Suns, I feel like we get more comments, more feedback.
Misery loves company. That should be like, how they do a tagline every year? It's like, hashtag rally the valley. Next year should be like the 2023-2024 Phoenix Suns, hashtag misery loves company.
Carlos Johnson, $5. Monty brought Booker back in for 2 plays and sat him again in the 4th. Why? I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, I noticed that too. Because I think Booker went to the bench around like the 6-something mark, and I was like, he wasn't out of the game already. Like, we should have waved the white flag a long time, even though we pretty much did, But I was like, why is he still in the game?
Let's get it.
Ever since I've been here, we talked about everything you want is on the other side of hard. This is hard.
Monty Williams, coach of the Phoenix Suns.
So good.
This is your body language doctor here. The Suns were getting fucking trolled by the Nuggets all night. Monty Williams, I felt like he was just at church, right? Like he stood up when it was time for the Our Father, and he kneeled when it was time to say, the Hail Mary or whatever. There was nothing from him on the sidelines. There was nothing. This is not a guy who felt like his season was on the line. He was just kind of sitting there. Like, I think Chris Paul on this team has been detrimental to Monty Williams because he never wants to upset him and he's intimidated by him or something. And Chris Paul was doing more coaching on the sidelines than Monty fucking Williams was in this one. And again, for another day, should we get rid of him? Should he be a part of this team? Whatever. I'm just telling you what I saw, and I'm like, I was sitting there with Drew, and shout out to Drew. Thanks for hosting.
Yeah, thanks for the great.
Thank you for yeah, and good conversation. Really good conversation. Just talking Suns basketball and Buffalo Sabres hockey. He's a big hockey fan, and I'm like, I'm gonna become a Sabres fan because they fucking suck too, and they're a tortured franchise. I'm like, I might as well. Shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a tattoo or something. But we were talking about it's like Monty Williams was just there. And I get it, man. You have no DA. You have no Chris Paul. You have to start Landry Shamet and Cameron Payne and Jock Landale, and you're running out of options. But there was no fight in the guy. Mike Malone's up the whole time. He's calling timeouts. He's getting pissed off. Team's up 25. He's yelling at the players.
Yeah, he was.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, Porter Jr. He went at him because he gave up a layup.
Yeah. He's like, how dare you sacrifice anything on defense? Fucking cut their throats out. And Monty's like, well, everything he wants on the other side of hard.
Can I just say something real quick?
Go for it, please.
There was a Sacramento Kings loss earlier this season, or excuse me, a Sacramento Kings win. And Mike Brown called them out after the game. He said, yeah, I'm happy we won, but X, Y, and Z. We could have done this better, that better. I don't know if I've ever heard Monty Williams ever talk like that. And you're absolutely right, John. It's how we're always playing body language police sometimes. It felt like that tonight with Monty Williams, especially since you were there, John. You actually got to witness it.
Well, and one of the things that I look at is there's different kinds of leaders, right? And personally, I'm a leader in what I do day to day. I manage people, and I have to lead them towards a common goal. So I'm not coaching basketball. I'm not doing X's and O's. But you notice throughout your career different types of people who you want to emulate as leaders. And Monty Williams is one of those guys who he lets his team run him, I feel. It's okay to hold your team accountable. There's different ways to hold your team accountable, and accountability has to be the end-all be-all. And with this team, I feel like from an accountability standpoint, Monty Williams gives his players a lot of leeway, a lot of rope, if you will. And, that can be productive, especially with numerous veterans on this team. But it's not always – you don't always get the best result when essentially you allow the inmates to run the asylum. His passive leadership style has resulted in 3 consecutive exits from the playoffs in which we have a prime Devin Booker. We have – what is it? John Gambadoro said today that Monty Williams never wanted DeAndre Ayton. If that's even leaking, if that's remotely true, that's not an effective leader.
One of them's going to go. Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt. One of them is going to go, and we know most likely who it's going to be. It's going to be the one who's going to clear cap space and doesn't want to be here and got a second contract.
Not after tonight. I know. After tonight, it's like I don't really care who goes.
No, because we knew this would happen. If DeAndre Ayton didn't play in this game and the team's got their ass kicked, everyone would be like, well, it clearly wasn't Ayton.
No, not for that reason.
No.
Not for that reason. It's because Monty didn't give.
Though.
It's because Monty didn't get up for this game. That's why.
Coaches
it's because of the
always
back-to-back years. It's not because we missed DA.
He doesn't get up for any games.
No, I know what you mean, but I'm just saying, he didn't get the team ready, right? It's all on him.
Oh, I hate when he says that shit too, man.
He didn't get it.
Yeah, that's one thing that triggers Suns Geek is that statement right there.
He didn't say it much during the playoffs. I will say that. But goddamn, so many times during the season, I didn't have my team ready, and this is on me. I'm like, goddamn, dude. What do you mean you didn't have your team ready, Monty?
Yeah. I just can't wait. I can't wait to hear the story 2 years from now. But Skywalker69 did donate $10. Thank you very much. He said, "I will take Nick Nurse, please." One of Nick Nurse coming right up. We'll see. We'll see. I'm just saying because of the way we lost
the X's and O's.
It just seems a little different. With the whole DA thing, because I just want to know what's going on behind the scenes. Booker, does he support DA? Does he support Monty? Who does he like? Who does Chris Paul support more? I want to know more of that just going to next season.
I know this is easy to say now, but I've had a theory for a long time, even before we got Chris Paul. I've always said I don't think DA and Book like each other. I don't know. I've always been on that.
Yeah, you can tell.
I've been quiet
Did you see
about
last game where DA was like he kind of shoved him when he walked by and was just ignoring him? Yeah. They hate each other because they're not
I've
the
been
same kind of
quiet
player.
about it as of late because sometimes they act cool and all that stuff. But I'm just like, for a long time, I'm like, I don't think they like each other, man.
Do you remember like during the COVID year when they were playing each other in video games? Like that's all there was on fucking ESPN was.
They didn't like each other then either.
The way Booker talked to Aiden. No, they didn't like each other then.
No, you could tell. He's like, "How are you doing, Aiden?" Aiden's like, "I'm good." Why? What? Like, I was like, "What the? Like, you guys not hang out?" And every time they used to hang out too at the house, like at Booker's house, you never see Aiden there. It was everybody but Aiden. So obviously, I don't know.
Aiden was like, he's like in the garage playing darts by himself. Like everybody's having a good time. Kendall's hanging out there back in the old Kendall Jenner days.
I miss those days.
Where's DA? Like he's the guy who's in the garage, just kind of like doing his own thing. Like he's always on a smoke break. He's hanging out with Dario Saric, bumming a cigarette.
I miss you, Dario.
We miss you. We want you back, man. Adam Silverman, $20 again. Thank you so much. Just keep piling up.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate the support.
I agree that KD looked lethargic on and off the court. This needs to change, and the offseason leaders need to emerge. We'll give him a pass due to this season, but we saved him from the New Jersey debacle on him to give back. I think, it was tough to watch KD a lot of times. It was just like he seemed like a guy that gave up on himself a lot out there. The body language was different from a guy like Mikal and Cameron Johnson, two guys that just really, I'm not saying just hear me out. Mikal and Cameron Johnson, two guys that had a lot of confidence in themselves, right? KD is KD, one of the best players to ever play the game. And you know what? In the Suns uniform so far, didn't look too sure of himself, but it's a lot going into the season, and you can't buy into what was maybe 30 games this year, if that 20 games with Kevin Durant. So
I know this is a ridiculous statement, but I'll say it anyways. Do you think that there's any merit to the fact that potentially Kevin Durant and Devin Booker knew around them weren't at level, so they were just going to work on their games together and see how they could play off of each other a little bit, not through offensive sets and screens, but just sit back and run some isolation and see what each other's capable of, knowing that going into next season they are the franchise, period. The Suns are going to wiggle around and try to make both of them happy, period, and that other players, after seeing what Devin Booker did this postseason run, are going to want to come to play to Phoenix, and other players are going to want to come and play because their idol was Kevin Durant growing up. Do you think that any of them are like, did they see what we saw? That this team, for as talented as it could be, lacked defensive intensity, has a bum center, has an old point guard, and says, you know what, we're just going to go out there and we're just going to work on our games some more, knowing that next season's the year.
I'm the last person to believe in like conspiracy theories because it took me forever to believe in the draft lottery, how that was rigged. It took me forever to believe in that. And I don't really necessarily believe in, and I'm not saying it's out of the realm of possibility. It could have happened, last year with the Suns had COVID stuff, and that's why they got embarrassed in games. That could be possible. But I like your conspiracy theory there, John. I like that. I actually kind of agree with it. Maybe Book and KD had a private conversation and said, you know what? We're done, man. This is it. Let's just kind of go out there and play half-ass, and we'll just regroup next season. We'll work on our games like you mentioned. We'll have a whole off season together, which I think is super important, by the way. And hopefully we can talk management, Matt Ishbia and all them, into getting us guys around us. So to answer your question, I don't even know if that answers your question. I agree with you is what I'm saying.
Well, I'm with you. Like, I'm not a big conspiracy theory guy, but they froze out Ayton for the entire playoffs. Like everybody's like, fuck passing that guy the ball. And for good reason. He hasn't earned the right to get the ball. Matthew, what do you think?
I think once his injuries happen with Chris Paul and then DA, I mean, they freeze him out, of course, and I don't blame him, like you said, but yeah, I mean, that's what it looked like. That's what they're just like, this team's not going to go anywhere, and let's just come back next year because we know the pieces we're going to get. Like, just think about it. If we won this year and then going in the offseason, they're just going to be like, well, there's no one else we need because we can win it again with these guys. You just knew, like, they're just waiting for that other guy. It sucks, though, because what a waste of fucking time. You're right. Adam Silverman, $20 said,
to lose. right?
What's up?
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I thought you broke up. Adam Silverman, another $20. Thank you. This is not the same comment. Well said. Terrible send off for Al. Oh, excuse me. They all owe him an apology.
This is facts right here.
Effort not there. Pathetic. I am sorry. It does suck.
This is embarrassing, man.
It does. And I'm not saying like everyone deserves anything in life, right? Al McCoy's great, and yes, he deserves a title. But it's very difficult to win a title. But just the effort out there is what drives me crazy. If we would have lost a game even by 10 points and the Nuggets pull away by 10 with like 2 minutes left, that's the way the series is going to go. Just the effort itself is terrible, right, Suns Geek?
I mean, we couldn't even go to the Western Conference Finals, at least game 6 to the final seconds, you know what I mean? At least making an effort, at least get to the next round. And then go 6 or 7 games until the final second for Al McCoy, man.
I'll remind us of this again, though, guys. Cameron Payne, Landry Shamet, and Jock Landale played tonight as starters. Like, what did we truly expect? I know the effort, quote unquote, wasn't there, but neither was the starting fucking lineup. Like, so I'm sitting at the arena, I get the notification, just like all of you do. You know, an hour before the game, it lets you know the health report. 30 minutes, you see the starting lineup. And you could hear murmuring by the people who were present when that happened. You could tell who your like fellow Twitter people were, because everyone's just like, "Oh, Landry Shamet, fuck," and that's So I get it. Like from an effort standpoint, we can question the effort of the Suns tonight, but this is a team that they're playing against in the Denver Nuggets, who's the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, playing at the top of their game without any injuries, and we're without 2 of our core 4. Right, the mid-range mafia lasted for what, like 12 games? Cool, man. That was a waste of a sticker.
Yeah, I know. I understand that, but it's just KD and Book playing that poorly, and you can't say, "Oh, it's a defense, double teams like that." I don't care. No one could stop the way Book was playing before.
Maybe it's the fact that we played him for 45 minutes for fucking 10 games up to that.
That's what I was thinking too in the fourth quarter. I'm like, maybe this guy's just like exhausted. That could have been it.
I also understand the no DA, no Chris Paul thing, especially if we would have had Chris Paul. I'm not saying that would have changed too much, but we would have at least gone down swinging, I believe. But at the same time, like, I don't want that to necessarily be an excuse because, again, we got our ass kicked the other night, in game 5 as well. And this kind of reminds me of last year because people forget we got our ass kicked in game 6 of last year, too. Just reminding Suns fans. Because it's always game 7, but we got our ass kicked in game 6 too. So
I know Scott Claus gives us $10 for nothing like the Suns tonight. Maybe that's what it's for. But he also gives another $10. That's 2 duplicate charges. We can't refund those. All right. Thanks all 3 of you for your super hard work on your podcast. Sucks the Suns let us down 2 years in a row in embarrassing fashion, but y'all never let us down. Can't wait for more shows.
You're a real one, Scott.
Well, we're retiring after tonight. I'm just joking. Yeah, right. It's
like 90% of the Suns roster is going to retire.
Yeah. It's crazy how quickly it goes by too. Like these pods, and it's already over. For the season.
I know. What are we gonna do with ourselves, Matthew? Like, fuck.
Go to the Bahamas.
I'm gonna have to talk to my wife.
I know, right?
I'm going to watch movies, get caught up on all my Star Wars stuff, play some video games. It's going to be amazing, man.
Yeah.
That's funny you say that, Suns Geek. I was literally telling somebody at work today, I'm like, the one nice thing is when the season ends, for like 2 months, I can play video games again because like I'm a gamer. I used to be a gamer. And when I started writing for Bright Side of the Sun and doing the Suns Jam Session podcast, what I sacrificed was playing video games because guess what? This is way more fun. And I don't feel this kind of heartbreak when I play video games though.
No.
But yeah, I'm like over the summer, I'm gonna hit some pool parties. Just kidding. I don't go to pool parties. I'm 40. It's awkward.
I'm gonna go lay out.
Standing there with Dos Equis, salt and lime, and everyone's like, "Get the fuck out of here."
I'm gonna go lay out. Remember, John used to lay out in the backyard like a big shamu.
Yeah, man. You'd walk outside and you'd have to wear your sunglasses.
You like trip over me?
Guys,
the sun is just glaring over him.
What?
Guys, what are you talking about? We're content creators, man. We're going to be doing BS pods all the way until the preseason.
You bet your ass.
Yeah,
we
top 3 list.
Your ass we are.
Top 10 list.
We've got so much to talk about this offseason, man.
I know.
Like the DA situation,
never ending.
the Monty situation.
With an owner like this, too, it's never ending.
The draft's coming up, then free agency, summer league. We got this, guys.
We have a first-round draft pick, right?
No, I don't think so. It doesn't matter.
This year.
It doesn't matter.
I have no idea.
I think this is our last first-round draft pick we have until like 2030.
Oh, we better nail it, man. This better
okay.
be a second-round Nikola Jokic situation, bro. I'm serious.
Well, before I get
we
to
better land that pick.
Before I get to the to the next super chat, John, are you at the Taco Bell drive-thru yet?
We want to hear your order.
You getting close? All right. I'm just
thinking about
excited.
what
I have nothing else to look forward to tonight, man. I wanted to go on a fucking walk tonight. It's 11 o'clock almost. I'm gonna get murdered if I do. So I have to do this podcast. The QC gave us $1.99. What's up?
Listen, Jamsters,
Yes.
whoever has the highest super chat, I'll order what you tell me. I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Oh yeah, you can ship it to him. Ship it to him.
I'll send you money right now, John.
Give him some Taco Bell.
No, I'm not going to give it to them. I'm just saying whoever gets the highest super chat, I'll order what you tell me to order, then I'll eat it. But
okay, that could be our next pod.
I don't trust the internet.
Yeah, they'll say everything on the left side of the menu, and that's a lot of diarrhea right there, dude. So I was the QC 199. Forward me the card for Al McCoy. I want to sign it. Was there a card going around for him today? I'm pretty sure there was.
Awesome, man.
That would have been. Awesome. I didn't ask him about it when I met him today.
Okay. What do you smell like?
God, that was cool meeting now. Dude, he looked super fly. He smelled like my grandfather did growing up. Like he's an old dude. I shook his little hand. His small, fragile hand. And I was just like, this is fucking Al McCoy, man. Like
that's crazy.
Again, I saw him sitting there. I'm like, I would hate myself if I didn't just go over. Again, there's 60 minutes for the game. I know he's not doing the show. I'm like, you know what? I just got, and Matthew, you've been around me when I met Paul Westphal and I met Jerry Colangelo. Like, I have to say thank you to those guys for what the Suns have meant to me and what the Suns have meant to the city and to the people who follow it. So I always have to say thank you. And I told him, I go, hey, Al, just thank you for everything that you've done and what it's meant to me and the city. And then I host a podcast.
Did you tell him that?
I did. You bet your ass I
Maybe
did.
He'll listen to it when he's retired. We can have him on. That'd be awesome. We have to clean it up a little bit, but we can have him on.
And so says Jay in the chat. He says, did you say what up to Bloomer? No, he wasn't sitting there right then. So I was kind of like, dang it.
I thought he was, I thought he was sitting right next to him.
Yeah, I was looking for Bloomer. And Bloomer didn't get there till like right before he was supposed to start hopping on the air. So, because I always like to say what's up to John Bloom. Shout out to John Bloom, man. He's awesome too. Whenever there's a game and there's like a cool shirt or something, I always just like hit him up. I'm like, hey man, can you get me one of those? And he does, and he brings it to my house. He's like the nicest dude in the house.
I can't wait till you have that video of like him pulling up to your house and from your doorbell. Like I know you're gonna do that.
Yeah, one of these days. Like there's John Bloom.
Yeah.
God bless him, man. Good people.
We have 5 more super chats I just want to get through. Keith Nettles says $20, or he gives us $20, and he says use the money wisely, like better Reddit disguises. John needs some better wigs. Suns Geek, do you ever dress up and drag? I mean, not drag, but do you ever dress up?
Sometimes for the
your
stupid
podcast?
Skits that I do during the off season when there's nothing to talk about.
There's nothing else to do but dress up.
Beyond that, no, I'm not cool like you guys. I need to get better.
So says Jay, $5, 2023-2024 Suns. # because you hate yourself already. I've always hated myself.
Amen to that.
Mm-hmm.
# depression. Like, are you depressed? Do you need a homie? Watch the Suns.
Yeah, you gotta find someone to love in life. Andrew Compton gives us $5. Why did Monty not talk to Aiden after Game 7 last year? Aiden is meh, but Monty didn't get the most out of him. Thanks for the great pod, guys. Yeah, he didn't, and I don't know if anybody really can right now. I was talking to my friend David. Suns Geek, you guys let me know. Like, do you think he just needs to go somewhere else to blossom? Does that have to just be a new team?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I mean, new coaching philosophies, new system, new players, more opportunity. That doesn't necessarily guarantee that he's going to be successful. Looking at you, Jalen Smith, but just saying. I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
Look at like an SGA for an example, or heck, even a Russell Westbrook. Just recently, you guys saw what he did to us in the Clippers series. So yeah. But yeah, I think
I'm doing well. How you doing?
The order.
Yes, could I get 2 cheesy gordita crunches, 1 chicken quesadilla, no jalapeno sauce, sub green sauce, and 2 chicken chalupa supremes,
And then
and 1 order of nachos, and an extra
then-
nacho sauce.
And then
I'm so sorry. I got the 2 chicken chalupas.
That's
and
too
then
much.
Nacho sauce, but what was
And an order of nachos. So nachos and then an extra nacho sauce because I hate myself tonight. Go Suns. Say again?
any mild hot fire Diablo?
Yeah, plenty of fire sauce if I could.
And everything does look good.
It looks fantastic. I look forward to eating it.
Okay. And then
oh my gosh, she's like, I don't care. She's like,
No, thank you.
33.38.
Perfect. Thank you.
how $32?
33.38.
Dude, everything is that much though. Like I went to Filiberto's and I got a burrito and
Yeah,
some
that's
rolled
it.
tacos.
I just
That's why we
tweeted
appreciate
about that,
the
John.
Jamsters hooking us up with super chats, man.
John, I
Yeah.
just tweeted about your order. I
Did
just
you
said,
put, did you put how
"That's
much it
bad."
is?
No, I didn't put how much it was.
Oh, this is a good comment from Jorbo. $10. Thank you very much. This postseason is basically our preseason. We were trying to figure it out while the other teams were running on all cylinders. We were lucky we had the Clippers in the first round, yeah, probably, and excited for the next year. So that's actually a more positive way to look at this, that it is the preseason. I know championship is there, and the Nuggets will probably win this year. Who knows? And I don't know. I mean, it's hard to think about right now, but that's kind of a good way to look at it. Make you feel a little bit better, right?
I was gonna say that is like, trust me, I'm very frustrated. I'm very disappointed. I'm gonna keep giving the Suns a bunch of shit all off season long until they can make the right moves to shut me up. And I'm definitely going to try not to talk as much trash. I said that last season, and then I started talking trash when the Suns got good. I'm gonna stop trolling so much on Twitter. But my point being this is that we obviously know, or we can assume, we hope that we're going to build around KD, build around Book. Matt Ishbia's here for the foreseeable future. So I'm trying to stay positive. I'm trying to stay optimistic here. Win or lose, Phoenix Suns for life. And again, I just feel like if we bring the right pieces, the right coaching staff, maybe the right management, James Jones, I feel like we're gonna have a bright future. I mean, if you have KD and Book, you have to at least be you're in contention, in the conversation for contention.
Mhm.
So I'm just trying to stay positive. And again, Suns fans, I know that we're all heated, we're all angry, but keep watching this team, keep supporting in this team, keep believing in this team. I'm excited for the offseason.
Dude, my order's already done. What the fuck? That's how you know this shit's not good.
You already got your food, you already paid
Like
for it and all that?
Yeah, I'm driving away.
They were listening to the
Driving away,
pod,
that's
man. They knew
insane.
you were on the way.
Yeah, they're like, John Boyd is on his way. Oh my God, I'm nervous. And some guy
Oh,
locked
man,
himself in the
they're
freezer.
getting
He's
some
so
chalupas
nervous.
ready. That guy loves a good chalup.
Last super chat of the night, probably. Suns Blackout $4.99. Thank you. I have to support you guys for doing so much for the community. Monty is gone. Ishbia will bring in his guy. Even James Jones is on the hot seat.
Yeah,
that is all
I've been
true.
the
How quickly it
biggest
turns.
I've been the biggest James Jones defender, and I'm slowly losing that defense on him.
It
just
turns
like the Suns
quickly,
had no
right?
defense tonight.
Well, think
So.
about that. Matt Ishbia was there tonight.
Yep.
Matt Ishbia experienced that tonight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Matt Ishbia has the power to change the course of this franchise.
Preach.
That's just something to think about. Just something to think
You
about.
think he's not going to like text
Isaiah
or
Thomas?
call Booker and KD and say, "Hey, what do we need to do here, guys?" You know what I mean? Like you guys are.
He
You
might.
guys
He'll
are
take him out on his yacht. It's not a boat. It's a yacht.
Seriously. Yeah, it's.
You know?
I think those three are going to have a private meeting and just talk it all out, and then just go from there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do I do subreddit stakeout?
I think it's the final subreddit stakeout of the season, Matthew. You fucking have to.
I almost said no.
All right.
The Suns Jam Session subreddit stakeout.
Last subreddit stakeout
I'm
of
about
the
to
year.
Stake out these nachos, dude.
Yeah, let's hear it in the mic. I want to hear you chomp them down. I just showed it to Ball Arena. Where is everybody? Someone replied, the bathroom. So, the guy, they hung out in the bathroom after, I'm sure. Someone said, finish them. They finished us pretty fucking good. That was in the first quarter. And then I just was reading off comments from the 76ers game. I guess they were watching that. So I'm like, I don't even know if I'm on the right subreddit. You know, tonight was such a mess. I think I ended up somewhere else. I need the second round exit for Embiid. I'm a hater. Understand? Told you guys Embiid has no legs in the third quarter. Stop attacking them, and they had no offense. I'm just dead. My God, watching Embiid and Harden is opposite of fun. We want the Celtics to win, yeah?
The Suns Jam Session subreddit stakeout.
That was the best one, huh? Save the best for last.
Can I just say something real quick? I didn't hear the whole audio because the quality in the media room sucks, but Kevin Durant said, and I quote, "It sucked, bad feeling, embarrassing."
Sums up our podcast. We just
sorry to
wasted
interrupt
an
the
hour.
Suns Reddit.
The Suns say that shit after every year.
Yeah, we'll be back. We'll be better. Yeah.
Jam star of the game.
Jamsters, while Johnny's says
Dos
Taco Bell,
Equis.
like, subscribe, and love everybody tonight. All
Dos
right?
Equis lime and salt's my jam star of the game. Woo!
You're not going to win the championship, I think, if Cameron Payne's your jam star to end the season, right?
They fucking men.
Yeah.
Preach.
But he is tonight. It's definitely a campaign. He came through his biggest game of the year, final game. We're not this game's a 50-point blowout if Campaign's not hitting threes.
Preach. Yeah. Campaign.
Shannon won us a game.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So been rough. John, you got anything else? I mean,
Yeah, last
anything else?
question before we get out of here. First I'll say this again. Jamsters, thank you. Thank you for your support throughout this season. We're not going anywhere. Matthew and I will go live once a week until the season starts up again. We don't go anywhere. As Suns Geek knows, we love this team. We're content creators. It's the best part of my week is getting together and hanging out with all of you. So I know that we won't see many of you until the regular season. Some of you we won't see again until the playoffs. So be it. But we appreciate everyone who's tuned in, who's hit the like button, who's given us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Every single one of you, it really means a lot to us. My last question, who do we want to win the Western Conference Finals? The Nuggets or the Lakers/Warriors?
So, Geek, you go first.
Nuggets, because you just, obviously we can't root for the Lakers. If the Lakers lose, the whole world wins. I don't really care if the Warriors win necessarily, but I think because the Nuggets kicked our ass, they deserve to go to the finals.
I'm not going to watch any of this at all.
Yeah,
I'm going to say I want the Nuggets to win it all this year. I want it to be Nuggets and Sixers, and whoever wins out of those two would be happy because I want Embiid and Harden. I'm a big Harden fan. I want him to finally win one. That'd be awesome. But what would be cool, and it's probably not going to happen because Anthony Davis is hurt again. What if LeBron didn't win it this year, though? It'd be fucking insane.
Especially
I'm a big LeBron fan, and you guys can hate me.
God.
You probably unsubscribe right now. But LeBron is my guy sometimes, and just would be kind of cool to get his sixth ring. Or I'm sorry, his fifth ring, the way like the team he has right now. So, but I'm gonna go Nuggets and Sixers, and I want the Sixers or Nuggets to win, obviously.
I hope the Sixers get there as well, man. I'm cheering for them, but they blew it tonight, though.
Yeah, I think it's going to be weird because after a series of frustration and going against Jokic and like that, I'm going for the Nuggets no matter what. But let's go Heat.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That'd be the most
Playoff
unsexy
Jimmy,
finals
man.
ever. Nuggets and Heat. Oh, my God, dude. I'm not watching any of this. But
No one will watch. No one will watch. We'll all be – baseball's more enjoyable. No, I'm just kidding. I will fucking watch it. I always watch the finals, man. It's a rite of passage. But, yeah, again, it's going to be weird to – just root for these Nugs now.
Yeah.
Like, God, I got to get myself in that mental space. But you know
bear
what? The first space I'm going to do is not a Twitter space. I'm going to eat this Taco Bell. I'm going to go to a space with a bathroom. I'm just going to unload like the Nuggets did. I'm going to unload some Nuggets.
Are we waiting for you to do that? Or
No. Don't hang around for that.
Yeah, he's like, I want to get out of here,
like
man.
the Nuggets unloaded on the Suns tonight.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Suns Geek, everybody, this is it.
Tell us where they can follow you, Geek.
First off, you guys are incredible. I love working with you guys. I hope that we can do some shows during I know we're going to do shows during the off season. I definitely want to get you guys on my channel as well. And again, you guys are the OGs of these Suns post-game pods. I know that there's a lot of great Suns content out there. There definitely is, but you guys are the best. And as I've always said, and I truly mean this, you guys, especially for the comments out there and the subscribers and the followers, if you guys are supporting the Suns Jam Session podcast, you're supporting me, and I feel like it's vice versa. So I love you guys. Can't wait to hang out with you guys one day in person, do some podcasts, and keep up the great work, guys. I'll be watching as many of your shows as possible and maybe be on a show soon. So much love and respect, guys. And again, win or lose, Phoenix Suns for life.
That's
So yeah,
it.
follow me at Suns Geek, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all that stuff.
Cool.
And you can follow me at Darth Voida on Twitter. You can read my writing at brightsideofthesun.com. Matthew, for one last time in the 2022-2023 season, take us home, buddy.
Go home and love your family.